Here we go, folks. This is a top 5 food edition of Take It Deep. Today we're doing snack chips. Once again, I have Big Mike Belugas joining me. And for a second time as well, Brian Graff. He was around 3 episodes ago, the first quarantine episode. This is number 3. We're getting our technical difficulties straightened out. We got both guys back. So we're doing top 5 snack chips. Okay, I brought in the experts. These guys like food, the same type of food I like. So I knew I'm in the right company. We are going to go with, I'm assuming, like me, you guys have some honorable mentions that didn't make your top 5. But quarantine time reminds me of, it just, you have that idle time where you may eat different things. You may eat some of the same things you've always eaten, but there's always time to eat, I feel like. Chips, to me, is a weird thing. And I don't know why this is. I never go into it thinking I'm going to eat chips, if that makes sense. I never set that time aside. I just see them, and then it's lights out. Then it's the next 45 minutes. But I don't feel like I ever say, oh, I'm going to have chips, if that makes sense to you. But that being said, before we start with the lists, I mean, I assume all 3 of us are experienced in this area. We are going to go with not just potato chips. These are any snack chip, no pretzel products allowed, and we tried to get as specific as possible. As possible, meaning down to the brand, the flavor, the whole entire thing. So, Belugas, you can give us any chip history or background that you feel like. Then we'll get it. Let's get into your list, and then we'll just we'll hammer through this. We're trying to stay on the time limit. We never do. I know it's hard.
You gotta have a chip if you're gonna talk about chips, right? I mean,
you can't prepare it. I like it.
I mean, you got me inspired here. I mean, I was a fat kid growing up. I mean, you go to I grew up in the city. The bodegas had the chips as soon as you walked through the door. They was right eye level, staring at you. Come and eat me. Very inviting. 25 cents. Let's get it. I got $1. I'm walking out of there with 4 bags.
Wow. So you can call yourself pretty much an expert.
Yes.
4 bags.
I would say so.
And sticky buns.
Honey buns. Honey buns.
That's actually that. Well, hold on. If we have time at the end. We may get through the conversation you and I have had before. Brian, you've been involved in this. That whole day in chronological order, your typical day in high school of full consumption of food. Let's see how long it takes to get through the list. But are you like me? You have your top 5 and then some honorable mentions, or do you want 5 to 1?
No, I worked out 5 and then my honorable mentions because there's the chip game is strong. It's a beautiful world out there. Let's be honest here, folks. But my first honorable mention, and Chris, you may remember this, Bri, maybe not Bri, but maybe, was the Frito-Lay Wow Dorito chip made from olestro oil.
Wow. I believe that was the one that gave people some plumbing issues, right?
That is correct. That is correct.
Right? It was like a 3D chip?
Yes. They would give you – no. This was it said wow on the bag.
Yeah.
I remember.
And it would I never had the effects of it. People were like, oh, I'm leaking, whatever. I never had that problem. I was in for the whole bag too. It was 0 calories, which is physically impossible, but I would take down the whole bag with a sandwich, no doubt about it.
So that is your number 5.
That is my honorable mention.
Okay, so you went with an Olean product as your honorable mention.
They were delicious.
We can only go up from there.
I'm disappointed that it wasn't on the market anymore. It's a shame. It's a travesty, in my opinion.
Well, again, there was some gastro issues that people were experiencing. So now you have 1 honorable mention. Now we have 5 through 1.
5 through 1. Here we go, baby. The Tropical Fantasy. Number 5. The Tropical Fantasy Plantain Chip. Found at your local bodega. Delicious.
I mean, this is one of the reasons I needed you on this call, because that is never appearing on mine. Most likely Brian's. No. The funny thing is, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I can see the bag in my head. Yep. You remember the colors of the bag?
Yeah, it was a silver bag with green lines and yellow accents, and you rip it open. It's fried plantains.
Wow. So those were just self-described. They were fried plantains.
That's it. Salty, delicious, brittle.
So go. Okay. So that's your 5. Go. What else we got? What's 4?
Number 4. This is like, you can't really call it a chip list. It's pretty much the best of the bodega. That's the way I grew up. So here we go. Number 4, the crunchy cheese doodle. Not the puffed, the crunchy cheese doodle. The one you can tear through about a pound of it in one sitting, no problem.
And do you have a brand for that or no brand?
That is Wise. These are Wise products. Yeah, so Wise products.
Crunchy.
There was no Frito-Lay in the hood. The Frito-Lay, I didn't see Frito-Lay until I got to college, dude. This is straight Wise potato chips right here.
I got a good story for you about that. So my daughter's a big Fritos fan. Not Fritos. What's the one with the guy? Fritos, right? What are they called? Cheetos.
Yep, Chester Cheetah?
Chester the Cheetah.
Right, whatever his name is? Yeah.
So they come in the snack pack, like when you buy all the chips. So I send them into lunch with her. She doesn't give a F. She eats them and wipes on her chest and her shirt. But she loves them so much, she keeps asking for them. She don't care what she looks like. So,
listen,
fan of those, Mike.
That's just the stain of a good time. I understand. Those daily, fine. I understand. So you've got so far the Olean chip, the fried plantain, the crunchy cheese doodle by Wise, which is a great one. Keep going. What do we got next?
All right, here we go. Ready? Another Wise product. Not sour cream and onion, but onion and garlic, baby. It was a green bag. They just hit your lips. They just smoked your mouth, your taste buds. Delicious.
By Wise, it had the picture of the onion on it.
Yeah.
There's a bag, but yep.
Can't get the Wise stuff outside of the Northeast. You can't get the Wise product. You know that.
No, yeah, it's a regional thing. Number 2.
Which is why we're doing this.
Number 2.
So this is your Mariston mantle right here.
This is it, baby. Here we go.
Let's see.
The number 2 chip is the Hood Original Dipsy Doodle.
Oh,
the competitor of the Frito. I never had a Frito until I was 18. It was the Dipsy Doodle.
Dipsy Doodle summer camp.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something. The Dipsy Doodle, okay, great. That's a great one. You know what they did? They saw the competitor in the Frito. What they did was they added a little more grease and ridges, and they blew it up. I mean, that's what it was. That's what it was. You know, you get that corner of the bag, that back left corner of the bottom of the bag, and it was almost wet. Like it was almost wet from the grease. But the Dipsy Doodle is fantastic. That's a great. I can't wait to see your number 1.
You know,
what's the top of yours?
Wait, so Dipsy Doodles. You can't buy a full bag. You can only buy like the small bags.
That's what it was. The quarter you would get the little bag of it. That's it.
You ever seen a full bag of Dipsy Doodles?
Never.
I was just going to mention that. I've never in any type of retail setting seen a full bag of Dipsy Doodles. It's always the mini bags. Always, 100%. There must be something to that. I got to research that. So now you're down to, I don't know where you go after Dipsy Doodle, to be honest.
Here we go, pal.
You only got one left.
Growing up, we had like 5 channels. I didn't see cable TV until I was in college, right? So 5 channels. You're watching all these cool Dorito commercials. And I remember saying to my mother, Mom, what's a Dorito? She's like, it's something we can't afford. So in substitute of the Dorito was the Bravo nacho chip.
Bravos.
Another summer camp staple that came with the Dipsy Doodle.
And the Bravo is so special because they were circular nacho chips and not triangles like Doritos were. So that's my top 5. That rounds out the top 5.
Dave, correct me if I'm wrong. They had a picture of a Mexican sombrero on the.
That is correct. It was very racist. That's true. That is correct. That is correct.
Okay. So just to recap, your honorable mention was the Olean Wow Dorito.
Delicious.
Which is it makes no sense.
Showstopper, literally. Okay. Showstopper.
But we start at 5. Your number 5 is the fried plantain chip.
For mi gente. That was delicious. That's correct.
From mi gente. Fantastic. Then you went Wise Crunchy Cheese Doodles.
Get it on your fingers. Just lick your fingers. Just get it on there.
And now you've got your top 3, which are the Wise Onion and Garlic.
Serve with a sandwich with extra mayonnaise. Go for it.
And a honey bun.
And
And a
then,
honey bun.
and yeah, the Dipsy Doodle.
Ooh,
which, of course,
staple. Gotta get it.
And then you basically stayed true to your heritage and went Bravo's number one.
The most racist chip in the game. Yes, that is correct.
Fantastic.
Outside of
Fantastic.
Tostitos, you know?
That's it.
Like you had
Tostitos.
The Bravo commonly found at a quinceanera or something like that, I'm sure. Which,
They put them in the pinata, man. That's what they, you know.
The Bravo is in that like party mix that you get, you know?
yeah, but it was like the B team party mix.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's right. That's right.
With the sombrero on it.
Yeah, exactly right. So now, Brian, you've got that list, that act to follow. That list is eclectic to say the least. Very, very good. Very good. So
I don't have one, not one of Plugas's top five is in my list at all.
nor do I.
Not
Do
one.
you have any honorable mentions?
I got four that are very
Wow.
close.
4 honorable mentions.
There,
Wow.
4 should be. First one, popcorners, kettle corn. Very good.
Wow.
That's a whole bag at a sitting. Second honorable mention, handicap hot fries.
Another good one. Okay.
Hot
I
fries.
do recall those being a staple at New York Giants tailgates, Brian. The hot fries.
Yeah. Hot fries. Everyone gets their own bag, 99 cents.
I remember those. I feel like those are like real. I always used to see them in bowling alleys. I don't know why. It just remind me of bowling alleys. But
7-Eleven.
okay.
You can't get them at the Stop and Shop. Only like 7-Eleven, you know. Nope, that's like
it's
the
more
white version of the bodega, the 7-Eleven, right, Mike?
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
It's kind of an underground snack. The hot fries. It's an underground snack
Yeah.
in a way.
Everyone gets their own bag. It leaves the residue on your hands. Very good snack.
Yeah.
That's the
All right.
honorable mention.
Wait, hold on 1 second though. The hot fry. Can we analyze the hot fry for a second? What
Sure.
was the hot fry made of? It was like a
potato
light
bake.
cracker. I don't know if that was potato.
That's a potato.
No, I
bake.
thought it was. Well, it was supposed to be a potato stick that was hot.
That was
Like
hot.
a potato stick.
Yeah.
But now, was it actually? I don't know. But that's how they marketed it.
Shout out the King Dog with the potato sticks.
The
Yeah,
King Dog
Yeah.
potato sticks. Yeah, that's it, baby.
You know?
I mean, so you went popcorners and hot fries. We're not even into your top 5 yet.
No, we still got honorable mention. Another one,
Okay.
Funyuns. Honorable mention. Brings back some days of high school. You come home, pound a bag of Funyuns. You know,
Yeah,
get that breath.
The Funyun is
with you.
that's a great chip.
Then now, you know, not to be confused with onion rings, right?
No, two totally
Very
different.
different.
monsters.
Yeah.
Funyuns,
Very
a little
different.
airy, a little harder. Another
Took the
honorable
words out of my
mention-
mouth.
Another honorable mention that should be in my top 5, but only because I can't really get it on Long Island anymore, is Maui Onion Deep River Snacks potato chip. Can't
Wow.
find it here. Very
The
good.
purple bag. The purple bag.
bag.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
sell them like there's a Howard Seltzer or something. They make it like a equivalent to that. Similar bag, similar style chip. You know, deep
Yeah.
kettle with the nice.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Not
That's
the
a
same.
great one. That's a great one. So now we're on the board. We're
Top
firmly
5.
on the.
Let's
We're
go.
at number. Go.
Number 5.
Wow, he brought his own. Look at this guy.
This reminds me of French onion dip more than the potato
yeah.
dip. Like you can,
Yeah.
these dips are made for French onion dip.
That's
Right,
true.
Mike?
That's true.
Well, they put it on the bag. So yeah, they were constructed for that
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, right there. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
Right.
Like the ridges, perfect salt, perfect, crisp, best potato chip out there. Now,
probably the all-American chip.
non-kettle.
Non-kettle. That's true.
I got
Good
a
point.
kettle ahead. 5, Ruffles.
So that's 5. Okay.
4. These things changed my life in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honey barbecue, Frito twists. Mike,
Wow.
You're still stocking them in your house with those, huh? Look at you.
got them. I went out today and got them for the show.
Look at he risked life and limb, Chris, for the show to get
The show.
honey barbecue flavored Fritos twists.
Any excuse.
Double.
Go buy
I had to go to
those.
2 stores for some of the stuff, just so you guys know. But Mike, you probably don't even remember this. We'd go to the park bench. We'd stop at 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts, whatever it used to be over there. I would get this. By the time we walked back, this would be gone. This size bag right here.
That's it, baby.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. And
So
Deb,
we're
number that was 4.
that was 4. Okay.
So 3. This is just no dip chip, no dip potato chip. The Cape Cod kettle corn.
No, that's like glass. Those
Kettle
things,
cooked.
dude. You gotta be careful
No.
with those.
Very good.
It's like eating plates. That chip. You gotta be careful. Sharp edges, man.
I agree. You got to be careful.
Yep.
This is my son's favorite chip too.
Those are a good one. I promise you that.
This is a good chip.
All right, so now you're into your top 2 here. This is your Sidney Crosby, Mario Lemieux right here for the hockey fans out there.
Number 2 is the Wise brand, right?
Okay, back to Wise.
The packaging's a little different.
Yep.
Used to have a bee on it. Remember the bee with the little like waffle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
$2.
Yeah. Yep.
It's about this. There's no chips in here. This is all air. It's all air.
The chips. This is the funny part that I noticed. The chips typically start where they appear on the bag.
Yes, that's 100% right.
Right.
This is just a bag of air, but the chips are tremendous.
They are. And you could do that in one shot. 20 minutes, right?
Easily.
It won't even take me 20 minutes. I could get this done by the time we're finished talking. These are my favorite potato chip out there. Now,
Interesting.
Great choice.
Right? This is good. Now
this is it. This is it. The chip.
Dorito. Nacho cheese Dorito.
This guy.
And my daughter and I share a liking to this. When my wife goes to sleep, she'll whisper in my ear, "Hey, Dad, let's go get the Doritos."
Wow. So not
side.
only, and it also, it carries some sentimental value too, which is nice touch.
Yeah. But this is, ever since I was a kid, this has been my number 1.
I mean, it's quarantine. I mean, how many bags of those have you ripped through in the quarantine?
Deb's pretty, she keeps a close eye, but at least 2. The first week of quarantine, I finished a whole bag by myself. Not party size, though.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully.
So, to recap, you had 4 honorable mentions, which were all very good, actually. The Popcorner's Kettle, that's an underrated one. That's a very good one. Because they're light. They're a little light. You can do volume on those.
Whole thing's done.
The hot fries, which is underground, commonly found in bowling alleys, places like that. I remember gas stations, but not the Mobile Mart, just like BP. Those they give like a real yeah. Or a handy pantry. Belugas knows what I'm talking about with the handy pantry. There.
It's like the ghetto 7-Eleven handy pantry.
Yes. It's just the 11. They don't have the 7. The Funyuns. That was your 3rd honorable mention, and rounding out the honorable mention list was the Deep River Maui Onion, great chip. Then you went right for the throat, the All-American Ruffles Original. Then the Fritos Honey Barbecue Twist, which is definitely that's upper end, no question. Cape Cod Kettle. Now, Mike didn't like it. I think they are a little bit of an acquired taste. It's kind of a bougie chip, the Cape Cod, right? A little bougie, but I do like them. I do. And then your top 2 with a Wise Honey Barbecue. And then, of course, I mean, I guess really the whole Hogan of Doritos is the nacho cheese, right? Like that's their staple.
Well, I get arguments. People like the ranch. There's a lot of ranch people out there.
My kids are ranch kids. They start off nacho cheese and they flip the script. They love ranch now.
Love the ranch. And then there's the chili one. What are
sweet Thai chili, yeah.
Yeah, some people like the purple. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't get into the ranch. Because they didn't have it when I grew up, Very loyal.
Yeah, you are, obviously. Well, we're going to get into mine. I have 2 honorable mentions and then my 5 through 1. There's a tiny bit of overlap, not that much, looking at my list, looking at, obviously Mike's list.
With the plantain chips again, you, Chris, you overlapping there?
Yeah, no, Mike's list came from craft services of the La Bamba movie set. So I don't really have any of those. And then, so we'll start with mine. Now, I have 2 honorable mentions. Okay, one, the one I'm about to describe, I just got turned on to this about 6 months ago.
Whoa.
6 months ago.
Whoa.
And talk about leaving a mark on me. That's what
Made
they
the
did.
list, huh? 6 months. Holy moly.
So, yeah. So my first honorable mention is by Ruffles. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen or tried this, the all dressed up chip. You know anything about this?
Never seen it.
Oh, so it originated in Canada in 1978 by another brand. And then they marketed them in Canada. Ruffles marketed them there. They just became kind of circulating in our country. It's all dressed up in one chip. It's ketchup, salt, vinegar, barbecue, sour cream, and onion, plus other flavors, all in one chip.
Oh, that's a party.
I'm looking at
You
the
would-
bag now. I don't know if
you
I've
would
ever seen
think-
that.
You would think it's an overload, but it somehow it works. It was really good. It blew me away. I was introduced, I would say, in March. Yeah, March. It hasn't been long at all, and I couldn't get enough. My second honorable mention before I get to the top 5 is a brand that I'm surprised nobody else brought up. Is a Pringles brand, Pringles flavor. Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know, Pringles is like the stackable chip. You take them out like, you could they stack very nicely, and you could go 5, 6, 7, 8, even 12 if you got the power.
At least 12,
right?
dude.
Yeah, you eat them by the stack. Right? They're like they come out like almost like poker chips. They just stack, and you whack them down. The sour cream and onion Pringles. But I loved how there was no real substance to the sour cream and onion. It was just dust. They just dusted it. They just dusted. Like it looked like cement, like dust when you're pouring cement. Like it was just they just dusted them.
100%.
Somehow, right? But somehow it worked.
That's like an engineered chip, though. They're the same perfect size, stackable, dusted. Yes. Like the process to make that chip has got to be like ridiculous.
But they're all symmetrical. The canister makes it easy to travel with.
Unbelievable.
Right? You don't have to worry about a chip clip. So it is very easy. I know why people love them. Now I'm into my 5. My 5 is a repeat. My number 5 is the Maui Onion Deep River. That purple bag.
Good choice. That's a good choice.
Outstanding. That one is one of my go-tos. My 4 is by the brand Utz. The EZ. It's the Ridged Barbecue.
Yeah, Hofstra sponsor. I know we have them in the suite. They're awesome.
Ridged Barbecue by Utz. Let me tell you something. You'll get into this bag, and you'll get a hot dose sometimes. You'll see sometimes they get so orange that they're glowing, and you bite. And seriously, it's like biting a Yule log that's been lit already. Like they get spicy, but I'm telling you, that one's one of my favorites. I just like the Ridged. Most of the barbecue chips aren't. They're just like the honey barbecue from Wise. They don't ridge them. I like them. Now my number 3 is a somewhat of a repeat. The dipping size has to be the dipping size Frito. So the dipping size Frito was probably
the scoop.
The scoops.
Oh,
yes.
I have those in my house on staple right here.
The Frito scoops with onion dip is, to me, lights out. Lights out. Like
scoop.
that, or whatever that is. Fritos in general I like, but the dipping size scoops one just does it for me. It's about 3.5 times the size of a normal Frito, right? And then bigger's better. So it
scoops like 2 ounces of whatever you want to scoop in that thing. It's unreal.
Oh, you could garden with them.
Yeah.
You can do, like, if you have like one of those layered dips, you can touch bottom with that chip, come up, and it hangs in.
Good chip.
Right?
That's good chip.
It hangs in. So my number 2, and this is a tough one between my 1 and 2. My 2 is Funyuns. Love them. And as you said, not to be confused with that imitation. Wise made the other ones, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it was like astronaut ice cream. It was gross.
Didn't compare.
Gross. Yeah. You know what? The Wise ones were like a gross funnel cake. It was like a funnel cake that was too hard with no flavor. Awful. These, like you said, Brian, they're puffy, airy. So that's why the Funyun, to me, that's my number 2, hands down.
But I would eat the Wise ones if they didn't have the Funyuns, right? I hit the Wise.
No, not me. That's blasphemy. No way. I wouldn't. I'd move on. I move on. I get Bugles. I would get Bugles before those. Remember Bugles?
Remember Bugles left and came back?
They came back in a big way.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got remarketed. Now I'm at my top. I'm at the top of the iceberg here.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is my and for that I actually have them. I physically have them.
Oh, look at you! Touched.
These were kind of mentioned. But this is my all-time favorite snack chip. No doubt about it. I'll crush the whole bag. It leaves that dust behind for you.
Oh, the crunchy Cheeto. Yeah. Wow.
Just the Cheetah. I mean, I can't. Man. I can't quit these. This is it. Number one. And this is my this is my Undertaker, Hall of Famer right here. This is it. This is the one.
I never got into those.
Yeah, that blows my mind. But I mean, the only problem you have is they leave your fingers. There's no hiding that you ate these. The fingers are going to stay hard, whatever you want to call it. And on a really hot day, this could be a problem. But Char, me and you, babe,
look what Chris's favorite chip is.
Chris, those are what I like to call a pourable chip. You open it up and you can just pour those into your mouth, no problem. Also.
Well, no, it's not. That's the better move because then there's no shrapnel.
Yeah.
Don't get any. Yes. So if you just rip and pour,
that's it. Multitask.
So I think if you look at the lists, guys, we actually covered a lot considering there wasn't that much overlap. Mike definitely brought a lot of my hope is people see these lists and they go out and try these things. And I mean, I don't know exactly where you're going to get some of Mike's. Some people may not have access, but I got to be honest. I mean, it's pretty diverse, which is good. But to wrap, what we'll do is here's what we'll do. Let's just go. Now we've been in this conversation before, me and Brian. So we had Mike in high school. You apparently had basically a typical food chronologically mapped out what you would eat essentially every day, right?
That is correct. That is correct.
And going through your typical day of high school, even though I've heard this numerous times, number one, it's fantastic. Number two, it blows my mind. It amazes me from start to finish what the consumption was from start to finish. So let's just go through this. Take us to, what is it, 6 a.m.? You're up?
Yeah. We're gonna rewind it back a little bit beyond that. I would work on the beach, and those listeners out there, let your kids work, especially if they're fat. I'll tell you why in a second. I would work on the beach as a beach guard, and I would make good money, probably $10 an hour back then in the 90s. And I'd work 40 hours a week, and I'd save all my money for the summer. And that money would be used to buy my school clothes, my Jordans, to start the school year. And then I would have like $2,000, and that would be my food money. I would be like this slinger with $10 a day coming to school like he's the man because I worked, So back to your point. So at 6 o'clock, I get on the bus. I get off the bus at 6:30, and I go to the deli. So walk to my school. There's a deli. The guy in the deli was like a Navy cook. He was so excited to cook you stuff and make you stuff. So I became friends with this guy. So this guy every day would take a loaf of Italian bread, like a full loaf of Italian bread.
Tremendous.
He'd take butter, not margarine. I can't believe it's not butter, real salted butter, and just line the bread with the butter. Then my man, would scramble up 6 eggs and put them in this loaf of bread with pastrami bacon, which I've never had until that point. Phenomenal. Ketchup, and just put it back in the Italian bread sash, and I'd rip into it walking to school like this, right? But I also would buy a Nestle Quick and 3 honey buns. That was my morning. So I get to school, I rip through the hero, I'm eating it on the walk, and then first period comes, boom, drop a honey bun. Gotta have a honey bun. Second period comes, boom, drop another honey bun. Third period, another honey bun, and that bangs out all my food in the morning. I think I had lunch usually fifth period or fourth period or whatever. So I'd get my own lunch, and I was friends with a lot of girls, and they didn't like eating lunch, so I'd eat their lunch, and that was that. I would have a hot lunch and a cold lunch. So all the lunch ladies loved me. I was like the people's champion for high school food. So then school's over, and I would go walk back to the deli because my man's waiting for me, and I would get a hero, like another loaf of Italian bread with turkey, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, and mayonnaise, but extra mayonnaise so that I could just lick the sides of it. And I would get a bottle of Jolt Cola because it was like 50 cents, and a bag of Munchos. I would eat that pretty much every day, dude, before practice. And then I was also close to 400 pounds in high school. That's probably why. So
speaking of,
you're going right to football practice after all this.
Oh yeah, because I got out of school at like, let's say 2:00, and practice starts till 3. So I would eat all that before practice.
And then so wait, we're not done though. I'm assuming because then practice is over. Then you go home, and then what is it?
Oh, my grandmother's got 2 plates of food for me easy, and I'm eating that like home cooked rice. We're talking like rice every day. I grew up in like a Puerto Rican household, so it's rice with something, rice with chicken, rice with steak, rice and rice. Dude, it was, nutrition was not my thing at that age for sure.
And so this is throughout your career at the illustrious Lafayette High School in Brooklyn.
That is correct. The home of your father went to school there.
Correct. Vito Celano attended there, as did Sandy Koufax,
Larry King, and Johnny Franco.
John Franco, Paul Sorvino, if I'm not mistaken, the actor. Rest in peace, I think. So, a distinguished group of alum, but I'm safe to say none of those guys pulled off what you did every day. No question.
No.
And
it was like you living in a movie, right? Because you think what you're doing is like fine. I'm skipping. I'm like off the bus, gotta get my egg sandwich. Skipping from school, gotta get my hero, and do that. $2,000 would last me until June, and then I'd start working again. And it was great.
Those lifeguard hours to count towards your pension or no?
No, that wasn't a state job.
Oh no. What are those, city jobs?
No.
It was like a private beach club I worked for.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Coney Island?
Seagate Beach Club.
Yeah.
It was only counted towards egg sandwiches, heroes, and honey buns. That's all it counted towards.
So let your kids work over the summer, guys, and listeners.
It was basically fuel money. It was fuel money for the whole year. Well, after that, I don't know where else we can go after that rundown of your day to day. This was the first quarantine food edition of Take It Deep. We will be running more of these. More lists will be coming. More food topics will be coming, especially during these times. Food is becoming more popular day to day. The more we're kind of locked down. Hopefully we're getting past that. We don't know yet. No one knows. But so for the food edition number 1 of quarantine, smooth sailing, great lists, great story by Mike of his day in the life of Paloogas in high school. Everybody stay safe. Let's keep doing the right thing. Wash your hands, 6 feet worth of distance, wear your mask, all the things they're telling us to do. We'll be out of this thing before we know it. As we sign off, Mike, Brian, thanks again for coming on. I really appreciate it. We're going to have you back. More food edition episodes will be coming. This might be the food crew right here. We might be the food truck, as they say. But till then, folks, the Take It Deep podcast will be back soon.
Peace.